can't hug our families or really anything, but at least we have Vlogmas.
How was your day?
Don't ever ask me that again.
Okay. Hello folks, welcome to day 16 of Vlogmas. Today we are coming at you with a very serious and judicial video. Dun dun dun!
I feel like yours is actually going to be very serious and judicial.
Perhaps.
I'm gonna get canceled after this video.
It's a matter of luck. One of us will be getting canceled.
As I've watched this cancel culture, I don't want to call it trend, but it kind of is a trend. As I've watched it unfold for longer periods of time, the people that get canceled almost benefit from it.
Oh yeah, it's like like free publicity. Cancel people you like, you know? It's like keep them around longer. So for today's Vlogmas, Lucious and I are going to be debating controversial or non-controversial topics. So we each put in 3 topics. I don't know his, he doesn't know mine. We'll draw one, and then in this one, you either draw if you're the devil's advocate or the popular opinion or your personal opinion. You might be arguing against your own belief.
I like this.
This is like high school debate right here.
But this is definitely going to get me canceled.
If
anyone takes a clip out of context.
Oh yeah, well people suck. So if people do that, like, get a job, get a hobby, like, go sprint around the block. Cheers. Do you want to do the honors?
Draw this one first. First topic is, what is the appropriate time to put up a Christmas tree?
Excellent. And I get to draw for me. Devil's advocate.
Okay, so you have to go against what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
She's trying to play bingo. No, and she can't see us.
Hi, Breest.
Hi.
Are you trying to share your screen? I'm a strong believer in that you should be able to put up your Christmas tree whenever you darn please. There's a lot of people that are very against putting up the Christmas tree before November. Here's my thing. There's not many things in the world that can make people happy. If you can find something that makes you happy, like putting up a Christmas tree early, by all means, do it. It's literally not hurting anyone. So the people that get butthurt about people putting up their trees before Thanksgiving or whatnot, it's just wasted negative energy that I don't need in my life.
Say it's not hurting anyone, but every house we drive by, we can see the Christmas tree through the front window. So it's not just the people in the household, it's people driving by. So it really is a community-wide, it has community-wide repercussions when you put it up early.
What's the repercussion of you seeing a Christmas tree in a window? Joy?
Not necessarily. There's a lot of anti-Santas. A lot of anti-Santas around here, okay? The argument about putting up the Christmas tree prior to Thanksgiving is that it dilutes it. If you have your tree up for months and months on end, it loses that special chef kiss.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You have a cat named Walter, right?
I do.
You love Walter.
I do.
You've had Walter for quite a period of time now, right? Because you've had Walter for almost a year now, does your love for Walter become diluted?
That's not an accurate comparison. Walter is a living, breathing animal, part of this family. I do not consider that Christmas tree a part of this family. The love I have for the Christmas tree is between the months of November to January 1st. Outside of that, I don't want to see the tree, because not only will it have negative effects on me because it makes me emo that it's not Christmas time, but it'll also not make it as special. Who won that debate? Write in the comments below. College.
The question is, will you tell your children that they need to go to college? I am doing devil's advocate, so I get to respond to your question.
My child is a senior in high school and they have no plans, really no bigger picture of what they want to do with their life. You bet they're going to college, because college builds a framework and it gets you thinking. Half of my college classes, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to use this for the rest of my life. This is going to propel me forward into my career. But it makes you a global-minded citizen. It gets you out of your bubble. It gets you thinking in different ways that you normally wouldn't. And not only just the academics of it, but the entire experience itself is so well-rounded that it would only push you forward. In retrospect, if they did have a plan, if they thought, okay, for 1 year, I am going to work my butt off, this is what I'm going to do every single day in order to achieve X, I would say by all means.
You avoided the question completely.
How so?
I said, will you tell your kids they have to go to college? And you said yes and no.
Okay.
How do I play devil's advocate to someone saying yes and no?
Because it's not a yes or no question. If they don't have a plan, yes, they're going to college. If they have a concrete structural plan for an alternative to college, then no.
So then how do I play devil's advocate to that?
That's your problem, not mine.
In America today, you go to college for 4 years, get in debt $100,000, and you're celebrated. Yet, if you get a job for 4 years, invest $100,000 into the stock market, you get viewed as reckless or irresponsible. That $100,000 after 10 years is going to be $160,000. After 20 years, you can multiply it. You're going to be a millionaire by the time you graduate if you handle your money right, assuming you get a decent job. Meanwhile, it's going to take you 10 years to pay off your college debt. Yet you're celebrated and you did the right thing. So no, I will not tell my children they need to go to college.
Okay, let's retract a little bit on that. You said they start working right out of high school, they don't have that debt. Okay, you do have that debt underneath your belt, but the amount of money you will be raising over your lifetime, the amount of money you will earn over the course of your lifetime will completely outweigh those 4 years that the person that didn't go to college worked and earned with their salary or hourly wage. And in terms of the stock market, investing in the stock market is very risky and has a high return, high risk. To invest properly in the stock market, you need some sort of foundation, some sort of knowledge on regarding how does economics work, what is the next best move. Yes, there are those rare instances where you bet out of nowhere and you wake up a millionaire one day because you bet on Home Depot. But that is a diamond in the rough.
Well, you're assuming someone investing in the stock market is randomly drawing a stock out of a hat and putting all their money in one stock. Investing in the stock market can be diversifying your funds, finding safe funds, find a mutual fund, find an ETF. There's never been a decade in which it's gone down. It's not risky. What's risky is getting $100,000 in debt with no guarantee of a job.
But that just goes back to the amount of money that you will earn more throughout the course of your lifetime than the individual that doesn't go to college will.
Not
that extra
necessarily.
money can be reinvested.
You're not guaranteed to get a better job. I went to college for 4 years. I don't have a high-paying job.
Well, you also aren't looking at it as a holistic issue. Are we just looking at it as money, economic gain? If so, that's one thing. But if you're also looking at it as a cultural, enriching experience, then that's a whole other issue. But I think we're focused on the economics in this discussion.
You went to college.
I did.
Was it a cultural, holistic experience?
Absolutely. I spent...
Catching the train from home your senior year?
Mm-hmm. It was. It was. And you know what I benefited from that? I saved close to $8,000 in rent my senior year, now of which has almost doubled in the stock market. Cheers. Thank you, next.
Do you know another way you can... I can get the last word on one of these.
Okay.
You know another easy way to save $8,000 a year or $25,000 a year? Not go to college.
Long-term plan? Career growth? How do you grow in a world that's designed for college-educated people?
I think both of us are under the assumption that this is a responsible person that's not just going to lay around.
Mm-hmm.
And so given that it's going to be a determined, driven person,
Yeah.
we're going to assume that they figure it out.
I'm assuming they'll do all right.
I started convincing myself that I was believing
Yeah,
what
you're
I was
like,
saying.
I should go back in time. St. John's wasn't it.
Abortion. Oh, geez. Holy cow.
Abortion. Okay,
You
here we
went
go.
straight to the... Wow.
Okay. I have my opinion. Let's go!
See, I'm going to get canceled. I don't know if I can do this.
A very controversial, divisive topic that has been evident now and probably will be for the foreseeable future. People that are considered pro-life, are they really pro-life? They bring a fetus into this world, and that's the end. They're not looking at that fetus as an ever-growing, evolving individual that's going to be confronted with all life's obstacles, those of which they are not supporting through community efforts and legislation. All the things that's going to make that child thrive, they are voting against. So, are you really pro-life or are you just pro-fetus?
The devil's advocate response to this is you're beating around the bush. This is the bush and you're beating around it. You should not be allowed to murder anybody. That's the end of the story. You need to have a blinking devil's advocate watermark over this just so somebody doesn't like take a sound clip and post it on Twitter. Okay, folks, thank you so much for coming to today's, what should we call this series? Because I feel like this has growing potential. Why are you looking at the bush? I'm trying to do a play on words about a bush. No. Folks, thank you so much for watching. If you have any debate topics that you would like us to see, leave them in the comments below. We will be back at it again for round 2.